Hi, my name is Pranav Kulkarni, and this is a video on how to do provisioning of servers on cloud providers like AWS, DigitalOcean, and Apache VCL. The whole point is to make it in a much automated manner by having some scripts or programs to actually do the provisioning instead of going to the website and manually clicking buttons, which is so time consuming and tedious. So the first thing is AWS. In AWS, this is a node program, and I've used AWS SDK. There are some configurations that the API will require, like the region where you want to create your virtual machine, the image ID, which is AMI ID. Now, this one is Linux machine. The instance type is t1.micro, and I'm also providing my key name. And the API will require access key ID and the secret access key, which can be stored very securely in a credentials file at your home directory under .aws hidden folder. So these keys will be part of your environment, and they will be automatically read by the EC2 API. So the EC2 instance is created first, and once the callback is executed, we wait for the instance to actually go into running mode, and it then finally fetches the public DNS name and the public IP address. So let's just go ahead and run AWS. It takes a few seconds to spin up the VM. In the meanwhile, I just want to show you my console. Cool, so at least it's now like sort of pending and then initializing, so it's just trying to create this VM. Cool, so we've got our public IP address and public DNS name, which we can SSH into. The next step that I want to show is create a VM or instantiate a server on DigitalOcean. DigitalOcean also uses has a nice REST API, and this is a node program. So some of the variables that are required to set up a VM are the region, the image ID, and the name. So this is a CentOS image, and the region is going to be San Francisco. Uh, so we take these parameters and actually create a droplet. The droplet, once it's created, this function callback is actually executed, and once it is successful, it actually tries to fetch the IP address of that droplet, for which we use an IP callback function. So because there is no inbuilt function provided by DigitalOcean to actually um, wait for the droplet ID to get in active state, um, we have to like continuously poll through the REST API and see whether the new droplet ID that was created has got the IP address or not, whether it has been initialized and started in active mode or not. So once that gets done, it will also print the IP address. So here the first line that you see is basically just displaying the parameters that are used to create the droplet. So we have the droplet ID created here. Let me show you my DigitalOcean console here. So the droplet ID is almost created. It might take a few seconds. Cool. So we've got our IP address here as well, and we can use this command to actually SSH into it. Um, okay, so the last step that I want to show is creating a virtual machine on Apache VCL using our NC State Unity ID. So this is a program written in Python, and it actually does not require any special packages. Hence, we don't have to do any pip install because all the imports that are used are anyway available in the base Python library. So the Unity ID and Unity password need to be stored as environment variables. So this keeps the program clean of any important credentials. The important thing here to note is we just have to provide the image ID. In this case, it's just 4221. You can just go ahead and change the image ID, and this has been very well documented in the README. This image ID is a Linux machine, and you want it to start right now. And this is the log of time, so 30 minutes is the time we're going to get this VM for. And once the status is ready, it will go ahead and simply print the IP address here. So let's actually try and run VCL. Sweet. So we've got our IP address of Apache VCL, and we can just log in using our Unity ID and the IP address. So let's actually try and log into all these VMs that we have created. So this one is Apache VCL. I'm going to enter my Unity password. Cool. So I'm in Apache VCL. I'm just going to exit this. Okay, let's try and SSH into DigitalOcean VM. There we go. So we have successfully logged into VCL machine as well. And also let's try and do let's try and SSH into AWS machine as well. That's my public DNS name, SSH, PEM file, and EC2 user @ Cool, so there we go. We are in the EC2 machine. I'm going to exit all of these. So that's how you can automatically provision servers and SSH into each of them. So that concludes the demo of provisioning servers. Thank you.